No, they can. E-games has now surpassed traditional games in terms of prizes and rewards.
Yeah.
Yep, there are more spectators to e-games than there are to traditional games.
Yeah.
So the dynamic has changed. There will always be a balance of both, but the point is that more people have access to e-games. Like all you need is a computer in front of you. You don't need like a big sports hall and special equipment and a big playing field. And what you require to do it is actually quite simple, and you can do it through the internet with anybody anywhere. So it's pretty cool. And so it's growing fast. Big industries. Here's my financial advice from G. Right, I don't give financial advice because I don't know anything about finance. But if you want to invest in esports now, because it's going to be big. Like invest in Slovak esports, Slovak e-games. Yeah, it's probably not your interest, but for people who are interested in technology and stuff, it's going to be huge right now. It already is huge, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Massive tournaments internationally, and traditional sports, like everything, traditional sports as we know it will slowly die a death because the integration of technology will make things more interesting.
Yeah.
You will be able to do more. And let's face it, people get tired, right? How many more football games can you watch, right? We've had a good 120, 30 years of football, right? It's going to evolve and develop and move on to something else. And this is esport. In fact, I played a new esport last week called Racket NX. If you imagine the game of squash, right?
Yeah.
But you play it alone in a dome, and there are different targets that are moving on the walls around you, and you have to hit the targets with the ball. And it's like 360 degree, and the physics of it are incredible.
Yep.
Yeah. So the technology put into the physics, like it's the way the ball hits the racket is perfect, and you can spin it and slice it and cut it so that it moves, and it's probably the best game I've ever played in my life. And I played it last week, and I was like, wow. I could I could play it like all day. It's a fantastic game because it's great because it puts you in the middle of a virtual world. You can do it anywhere, and they have international tournaments and competitions and doubles games and things, and it's a great example of what the future could be like if technology, and the moment the technology improves, which is going to happen, it's here already, but it's not here for everybody, that the big headset is going to become a pair of glasses.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, take them off, put them on, put them in your pocket. That's going to be it, right? That's going to be it. And it's going to be crazy because the only limit is the imagination of the people who want to create the different types and styles of games. And it's already happening that different forms of virtual games and gaming are being created. They have arena style like shooting games now, where you wear the headset and go into the world, and so the technology is really advanced, and it's just getting faster and faster. And like I have a little bit of every day, every 2 days, I give my kids about an hour of time with the technology because I think it's good to prepare them for the future with that. And it's interesting. But with everything, I like it to be educational, and I like to be able to do something positive with it. I don't like just playing a game and the game finishes. So what I'll do is I'll play a game and I'll mirror it onto my Facebook channel, or I'll mirror it onto other channels, or I'll put it up on my Instagram or something like that, and share information about the technology with other people and talk to them about it. And it's very interesting because it opens the sports up to more people, and it's big and only going to be bigger and bigger and bigger. When I was in Finland, the person whose flat I stayed in, his nephew was an e-game champion. I can't remember what the sport was, but he was telling me that he bought his own house and his own car, and then a house for his family, and cars for his parents, just from playing e-games. He was able to make a very good living from doing that. It's computer games, really, essentially.
Yeah.
Interesting futures, and getting bigger now with Twitch being so big as a medium for communicating about games, and Discord growing, and sales of VR headsets growing, technology becoming cheaper. YouTube now have a specialized gaming channel. TikTok now have a specialized gaming channel. Google Stadia, like Google have launched their own e-gaming platform. And at the back end, these are the things that are going to drive people's daily activities. Because it's not really about the games. It's about how can we use the technology to make our lives better, but before we do that, we have to get people interested. And it's the games that get people interested in the technology. And it's the same transition as the horse to the car. At first, everybody said, "Oh, the cars are too noisy, they're too smelly, they're too difficult, they're too complex. You know, they'll never replace horses. It's terrible, too loud, whatever." Everything was bad. You fast forward 50 plus years, you can't imagine life without it. You can't imagine life without the car.
Yeah.
No. And this new technology that will reach people through games and entertainment is going to have an effect on people's lives, which I think eventually will be positive. And as kids have told me personally, because I talked at this Beat Saber competition, I was talking to a lot of young people, and like, why do you like the games? What do you like about them? And they're like, well, we don't have to sit in front of the computer anymore.
Yeah.
We get up and so before there was those people who like to run around and those people who like to sit in front of the computer, but they both liked games. Now you're taking these two things together and you're bringing people from there and there together. It's going to be huge. And parents need to be ready for the technology because it's going to affect their kids, and people in education need to be ready for the technology because this is going to be what the children are interested in. And if it's done in the right way, you can actually educate through it. Like, I don't know if you know the game Assassin's Creed. It was a game, big PC game, and it was on Xbox and PlayStation, and it was one of the biggest games over the last 10, 15 years. Well, I forgot what I was going to mention. I was going to mention Assassin's Creed for... oh yeah, learning. So I taught my son about the American Revolution through the game Assassin's Creed. Because one of the games is you play a character living through the American Revolution. So he met all of the important people in the historical context through playing the game. And in the game, you go to the important battles, you go to the important places, and obviously you meet the important people. It's done in the right way.
Yeah.
It can be a very educational experience, more than your kind of thing. So yeah, and it's wild. It's really wild. Recommend everybody try it, because it's only going to... The future is going to get so much more crazy. Right, so much more crazy. So quickly for people like us. Because it's already fast for us. But as we get older and slower, because we get older, and the technology gets faster, like wow, like my 5-year-old is like with Beat Saber. She's just like, oh, headset, or doing art, or it's crazy. It's crazy. So who can say the future will not be interesting, right? The future will be very interesting to mix all of these realities together. Wait till it gets mixed, right? With this augmented reality, where you take what's real and you throw virtual reality into what is actually real. That's going to be really crazy. And here's a tip. That's what Google Earth is.
Yeah.
Google Earth is preparing you for the virtual map for living in a simulated reality similar to your present reality. You will be able to walk down the street eventually in the simulation, and it'll be your real street that's here. You'll be able to walk down in reality as well, but you'll also be able to walk down it virtually. It's going to be insane. We have to be careful.
Yeah.
We have to be careful with the technology, and it's going to affect companies and businesses. As it's going to affect how companies and businesses interact, because new technologies do that. Quite how it integrates into business. Well, first it's going to integrate into the marketing of businesses, how businesses share and market things to people, and how people find their customers. Like the difference that LinkedIn has made to how we search for clients.
Yeah.
And that's only in the last 5 years, right? Maybe 8. Yeah. It's only the last 8 years. But now you can't work or go forward or connect with people without LinkedIn, really.
Yeah.
Complete change of how we approach work and the working world and environment. And so imagine that on a virtual level. It's going to be wild. And now Facebook owns Oculus as well. So that's another huge element to things. But not everything goes according to plan. You know, Google had Google Glasses and that failed. So, so too much too quickly is a great lesson to learn. Too much technology too fast. People were not ready for it.
Who will be first or quicker on the market than these or those will earn more money?
Well, theoretically, yes, but that failed with Google. You see, Google were first on the market with Google Glasses, with the VR and AR, but people didn't go for that, and I'll tell you why that didn't work. It was a great idea, but it didn't work because it didn't have a hook.
Mm-hmm.
There was no hook to catch the fish, right?
Yeah.
You see, in the virtual systems, the hook is games, entertainment.
Yeah.
Gaming is going to get people in the door to the technology. But Google had a great product, but they didn't have Beat Saber, right? To get people excited about using the product. A great product is not enough. It's a great speech. A great product is not enough. You need something more to get people excited about it. You need something to get people talking. You need a conversation starter. And having a great product is not enough. And so many great products have failed throughout history just because the product is not enough. There has to be a culture around the product. It wasn't until Beat Saber was created and then modders, people who modify things, also known as hackers in the past, took it and changed it and made it better, that it became popular. And then things took off. Google didn't understand that was necessary. Even Oculus didn't understand that was necessary. But Facebook did. Facebook. Look on Facebook at the extras or the possibility, the extra sections that are available on there, like the virtual reality sections and the gaming sections, and that's where people are. The parents don't know where their kids are. That's where they are. Right. And GTA 5 is still huge. Scottish product. There you go. GTA 5, Grand Theft Auto. This is a Scottish gaming product, Scottish company. All interesting. Very interesting. Huge money in it as well. For huge potential, worldwide reach, everything improving faster. Here's one more element. The data, because we're now at a stage where you don't need a disk for games. Games get updated consistently, automatically. It's like your car. It's like the Tesla car getting the downloads. You don't even have to take the car to the garage. They can improve the quality of the car just by downloading new software into the system of your car.
No.
We're screwed, mate. We've got no chance to survive against the next generation. The next generation is coming like a rocket train right now. We have to be ready for it.